What up, everybody? Welcome back to the Anarchist Zinester vlog, where I update y'all on what the fuck I've been up to in my art creating fucking madness of working class revolutionary anarchist thought. So how'd I do this week? So what's going on, you guys? This is what I was talking about. Like, I want to show more of this. Like I know I've been mentioning and blowing up and pumping up ultimately my space, my workspace, but it's still a work in progress. It's not fully done. Like, I got a bunch of shit that I need to take care of. And I kind of want to show you guys where it's at so you guys can see kind of the struggle, because I'm up to so much shit that I need more space than what I have. So let me go ahead and show you guys that real quick. Well, to be honest, this week has been a lot of fucking adulting. I did a bunch of boring ass fucking shit that I needed to get done. I fucking shaved, and for those of you who don't know, I only shave when I have job interviews. If I don't have job interviews, I throw it out. Have a job, but I might get a better job, so that's just the way that shit goes. I'll hear back by Monday, which will be tomorrow morning. I should hear back whether or not I got it. The tree that fell down on the property, took care of that. I had to go do my fucking taxes, took care of that. And then just fucking work, man. And at that, really trying to fix up the fucking, my little space. Trying to make it more conducive, because it's good, but it could be better. So how'd I do? Well, let's get into it. Read one comic book, one drawing. Like I already said, you know what? Honestly, I'm gonna stop mentioning it by now. I'm gonna just fucking stop. Make one zine a month. I'm happy to say that I am fairly confident with the timetable. It looks like shit's panning out. Like, it's fucking good. The 5 Zine Fest. The only thing I will say is that some of the wood from the tree that we cut down, I think I'm gonna use for some of the displays I was talking about building for the Zine Fest. One of them for my zines that I slang. Another one, I think I'm going to try to use one of the stumps for the t-shirts that I make. And lastly, one of them is also hopefully going to be made into that rolling zine library I was talking about. So I'm really excited about that. I fucking pulled out my router from the fucking cuts, and I'm going to just, see what the fuck I come up with. I'll be sure to film that for y'all as well. Make at least 100 videos. I'm not sure where I'm at, but I believe I'm already 1/5 of the way there. So feeling strong, feeling really good about that. One short film a month, feeling really good about that. And actually at that, I'm working with 3 actors out here, so I'm really amped. I've never worked with that many actors before, and so I'm looking forward to ultimately trying to create more larger, elaborate dialogue scenes, because ultimately I've been real limited, which is not a bad thing. You know what I mean? Sometimes, putting limits on yourself on what you can do will make you think outside of the box and come up with something you would have otherwise not came up with. Because now, instead of trying to be very, very clever with 1 minute, no dialogue, you know what I mean, one-man actor type shit, I have 3. You know what I mean? 3 actors. And so then I can create a banter, or I can see what I come up with 3 people but no dialogue, and see what that turns out. So I don't know. But now that that's a reality for me, and that's something I can get into out here, I'm gonna see what the fuck I get into with that. And you know, I don't know, man. Like, I really feel like I should talk about it because I've been saying how much I don't like it, and I feel like people are like probably like, Rich, elaborate what the fuck you don't like about it. Well, I'm glad you asked. Here's the thing. William Faulkner's book, like, you can tell that he really, really tried to think outside the box, and the way he was formatting the text and the way he was telling the story and the dialogue and everything was something, I'm sure, that in that time, ahead of its time. Still to this day, I think that you don't see people try to do what he did very often. Much less do you see them pull it off nicely. And he's one of those people that just did not pull it off. And because you want the reader to lose sense of time, right? But you also want the reader to understand. You want to have them eventually be like, aha, I understand what's going on. And I feel that his first section just didn't do it. And every time he used the flashbacks, because he uses the flashbacks sequences that he used in the whole first portion of the book, he uses that throughout the book. And they just never land well with me. They just didn't land well. I just didn't like them. Another thing that I didn't like, he had these long dialogues with like 5, 6, 7 people. And a lot of it was Mother said, her dialogue. Caddy said, his dialogue. Whatever. Benji said, and then and that's just, watch, let me read a page. That's all right how I know, Caddy said. How do you know? She said she was, Quentin said. Besides, I'm older than you. I'm 7 years old, Caddy said. I guess I know. I'm older than that, Quentin said. I go to school, don't I, Verge? I'm going to school next year, Caddy said. When it comes, ain't I, Verge? You know she whip you when you get your dress wet, Verge said. It's not wet, Caddy said. She stood up in the water and looked at her dress. I'll take it off, she said. Then it'll dry. I bet you it won't, Quentin said. I bet I will, Caddy said. I bet you better not, Quentin said. Caddy came to Verge and me and turned her back. Unbutton it, Verge, she said. Don't you do it, Verge, Quentin said. Tain't none of my dress, Verge said. You unbutton it, Verge, Caddy said, or I'll tell Disley what you did yesterday. So Verge unbuttoned it. That's very fucking laborious. Like, what the fuck? And there's so many pages just like that with dialogue like that. And it doesn't flow. It doesn't pop. Maybe I'm just from an era where the dialogue has to flow. This doesn't have a flow. It doesn't have a rhythm. I didn't like it. Another thing that he tried to implement that also didn't pan out well, I think it was in book 2 or book 3, he basically tries to have like this internal monologue of the character that ultimately is broken down to kind of like poetic cadences. And that didn't work well neither. It just didn't fucking flow. It didn't function for me. But alright, guys, thank you guys so much for watching these vlogs. I hope they're helping you like they're helping me. Stay motivated, stay focused, do what the fuck you're doing. Always disrupt comfort, fuck the status quo, smash patriarchy, fuck the state, and fuck capitalism. Alright, you guys. Good night. Late.